Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and get into this breakdown of Shang Tsung. The first one we're going to be looking at is the Warlock variation. We'll get into his special moves in a little bit. What I highlighted here on the screen is the stuff I found most interesting about the character, and it can be used in either variation. The first one is his rushing spike, which is forward 3. And you wonder what's unique about forward 3. It's actually a running overhead. It reminds me a lot of Aaron Black's running dropkick. It's -7 on block, but it's a really nice mix-up tool. You can even do it from a jump-in to an overhead, which it also knocks your opponent down. As you saw, it knocks him back, which lets Shang Tsung get out of the way of danger. Then you also have rising chest kick, which is forward 4. It's a running high, so you think your opponent can just duck it, which they could technically. However, if they're low blocking or just blocking in general, it's +4 on block, which would let Shang Tsung do, hypothetically, a running 4 into a down 4 into a grab. Whatever, it gives Shang Tsung the advantage, and I found it actually quite interesting. It can be used on female characters as well as male characters. And I mentioned that because they have different hitboxes, it can be used on both of them if they're crouch blocking. So, surprisingly, it's a really good running high, and it also knocks your opponent full screen. Again, getting Shang Tsung out of danger. Now that we've covered those two basic things, let's look at his actual combos. The first one is Dark Arts, which is 1-1-2. It's a nice 11% damage, knocks your opponent all the way back, letting Shang Tsung get his zoning game in. But again, we'll cover his special moves here in a second. You also got Dark Torment, which is an advancing mid-string, which that's one of the things I love most in a character when it comes to fighting games, especially NRS games. I love advancing mid-string. Superman had one in Injustice. You know, Sector had one in MK11, so I use Sector a ton because of it. It's -7 on block. I mentioned that because your opponent can technically punish it, usually with a crouching jab. But it knocks your opponent back full screen, or at least mid-screen. It's a really good move, and also the back 1-1 can be special cancelled. Special cancel into slide, special cancel into skull, special cancel into like the flames, which is specific to the Warlock variation. You also got Reserved Pain, which is a back 1, down 2, which is a mid to overhead. And you know, it's not that impressive until you realize that if you whiff the first hit, down 2 becomes a crushing blow if it connects, which is a great way for Shang Tsung to get some actual damage. He only has like 2 real crushing blows that I say are really reliable, and that's one of them. And I mean, it's kind of reliable until your opponent realizes they can punish it, because again, it's -7. However, if you do catch them and they're sleeping on you, knock them back full screen, get some zoning once again. You also got your Burning Vigor, which this one, I actually have a really hard time timing it properly, so I just end up mashing it. Let's see if I can do it. And it's a nice one because it goes from like high to mid to overhead, and it's +7 on block, which means Shang Tsung hypothetically could do this combo string. I have such a hard time doing it. There we go. Into a down 4, into a grab, or however else you want to punish it. Also his forward 2, I forgot to mention it. Look at that range for a mid. That's insanity, especially starting the match at this distance. It's a really good way to catch your opponent, especially when you want to start doing some combos from there, but we'll cover that here a little bit more in detail here in a second. You also got Death Trap, which is very Ermac-esque in my opinion. So let's look at that again. It starts mid, then it goes from mid to overhead to mid, bam, bam, and to high, full knockback once again to get Shang Tsung zoning. What's also really nice about that string, you can do it from all the way. The soul will travel all the way across the map and hit your opponent. So I really like that about that combo string. Also, you got your forward 2 circle, a forward 2 4-2, which is Burning Evil. And that is actually corner combo. It can only be cornered in the It can only be comboed in the corner. I'm getting tongue-tied. It's like 2:30 in the morning. So you can do that. It's +4 on block. However, it's not as safe as you would think, and we'll cover that here in a little bit. Tipping the scales, similar. However, you're going to be doing a mid kick instead of the swiping mid. And you think, you know what, Baron, why would you ever use the other one? However, this one is a crushing blow if your opponent is attacking and you use it as a counter hit. Let's go ahead and record Liu Kang with a little uppercut. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. 29%. However, if you miss the first 2 hits, and you just catch him with that, it's only 24. So, it's possible just to catch him with the last hit. I didn't know that until I did it in arcade mode. So, we got that. You guys may not have known that. Okay, so that's that. And then you also got Soul Stealer, which is high, low, low. Again, knock back to full screen. You can also use this one to start combos. You can special cancel it. So now that we've done that, let's look at one more combo string, because I actually didn't have enough room for all of them, which was crazy. Let's look at another combo string, then we'll be looking at his special moves as well. Fire Skull, naturally. Ground Eruption, Far Ground Eruption. Soul Steal, which is crucial. Corpse Drop, which can be used at multiple ranges. And then, naturally, Sorcery Rush, which is basically Slide. That's all you guys are missing on it. Back forward 4. I just wanted to show you guys the different ranges of Corpse Drop. That's why I marked them all. So let's look at this first combo, which is Deadly Truth. Fun little fact, that last part of the combo, the low kick into like the up kick, that part is actually from MK versus DC. I didn't know that until I looked at Shang Tsung's like combat cast, but I do remember it from the game now that they mentioned it. It's kind of funny. Also, you have Sorcerer Sweep, which is a nice low-low knockdown. And that's when you'll see Shang Tsung has a little bit of mix in his tool set. He can do like the running overhead into low-low, low-low, overhead. Then he also has this, which is low to overhead. And you don't finish out Deadly Truth, you just end up doing half of it. And you can even special cancel it, which is crazy if you think about it, because he's doing either low into special cancel, low overhead into special cancel, may just drop it there into another overhead. I mean, he has a lot of options when it comes to knocking your opponent down and mixing them up and whatnot. I was surprised. Then you have Fire Skull, naturally, and this is specific in this variation. You also got the Meter Burn version, double high. It will whiff on female characters if they're blocking low. It won't whiff on male characters though, so another reason female characters are super strong in this game against certain male characters. Their hitboxes are different. But however, if you do the double meter burn, specifically unique to this variation, it is a high mid, and it's +2 on block, so you do get a little bit of advantage on it. It can also be used as a crushing blow if the last fireball hits. Let's set our opponent to duck. For 23%, full knockback. So again, it's kind of following Shang Tsung's theme of knocking your opponent down, knocking them back all the way across the map. Then we got, which is one of my favorite moves, Soul Steal. It's a really good range. It's actually an insane range. Very Ermac-esque, again, once again. Then you also copy your opponent's form. You can even use their crushing blows, and it won't take up Shang Tsung's crushing blows. He has his own unique ones. Your opponent has their unique ones. If Shang Tsung does copy your opponent's crushing blow, it only does 50% of normal damage. From what I heard, that may have changed, but that was what they said in the combat cast. So he can use all your opponent's crushing blows and keep his own. The only one that is shared is the universal uppercut one. That's shared between characters. So you try to keep it for Shang Tsung. However, if you use it as your opponent, it's not too big of a deal. Now let's move into one of my favorite moves, Corpse Drop. And what's nice is it's an overhead. You meter burn it, it goes from overhead to low, which is a mix-up in and of itself. So it also knocks your opponent down, knocks them away. You can miss the first hit and go right to a low because the hitbox is actually quite large. So Shang Tsung, you know, for example, he slides you, starts playing the zoning game with the corpses. You start getting impatient, start jumping, hits you with a fireball, goes back to the corpses. And you can see why he withers you down from such a distance. Start jumping, he does this, which is a full combo. So now that's the basic stuff's covered, let's look at some of the combos I came up with. I just want to give you guys a full breakdown. And this is the variation I use, so this is the one I'll be covering. His other variation does have some really cool tricks, so I'll go over a few of them before the video is over. Let's go ahead and look at some of the stuff I would use though. For example, I'll use this to catch people. This one's good, in my opinion. This one's not really what I'm looking for. Burning Devil, or Burning Evil, we use that in the corner. Use this one. We don't need to cover that one, actually. Yeah. These two... I'm just looking at stuff that I know that I use off the top of my head. That one, kind of. I don't really find myself using that combo too much. I mean, it's just another standard, like, knockback, but... I don't know, I don't really find myself using it too much. Oh, yeah, okay. No, not really. Yeah, then we'll be doing the Fireball and Ground Eruptions, namely Soul Steel. Alright, so we got a lot of the moves that I'm going to be looking at. So let's go ahead and look at this one, Deathwalker. You can use this into Ground Corruption for 16% or whatever, or you can do, like, you can do most of your strings into them. You can even do, like, this one, as we covered earlier, this one. I mean, and each one's going to do a lot of damage if you catch your opponent. Now we're going to meter burn them. You meter burn after the second hit, and what's really nice is it launches them back into the air. Bam, bam. Oops, I mistimed it. 1, 2, meter burn. There you go. One more time. 1, 2, meter burn. So you launch your opponent into the air. Shang Tsung has enough time to run over and start doing extra stuff. So, like, for example, one of the stuff I use all the time in the beginning video was, run in, and then I do 4. You can do 3. This is 3, and this is 4. I think 4 does more damage. 4 does 7, 3 does 5. So, I do 4, just because I think it's easier to connect as well. So, like, run in 4. I just happened to whiff it. I don't know why I did. There you go. So that's 28% instead of just 24. And then I usually do kick right into Soul Steel. Which is 14%. You take your opponent's form. Oh my goodness, how did I do that? I didn't mean to do that at all. 32% into Soul Steel, which is really nice. However, that's not, like, super needed unless you want to play your opponent. You can also knock them back further for, I think, extra damage. If you did something... Oh my goodness, that's not what I mean to do. I promise you guys. That's 33% into knockback for full screen for more zoning. Another thing I did learn with this combo, which is kind of nice, is Ground Eruption can be used twice in the same combo. You have to do the far Ground Eruption the second time, but let's say... Oh my goodness, I don't know why I couldn't move. Oh, I'm getting a little bit tired. I apologize. Oh my goodness. So that's almost 35% back into full screen, and it didn't take any, like, high execution stuff. So I actually like that one. You can also do the meter burn again. I feel like this one's a waste of meter, but it does do extra damage. It might come in handy for cinching out the round. It does an extra 27, so another 2%. So you do about 37.5%, 38%, which is not too bad. So that's kind of like one of my bigger combos with Shang Tsung. Let's go back to the corner. And surprisingly, I don't think Shang Tsung's too strong in the corner. I mean, he has one really good combo string, which can be used into, like, down ones, into, like, for example, 1-1-4. So, like, for example, we'll do this combo. So you do, like, 25%, but if you do a jump in, you can do up to, I think, 3 down ones. So it looks like this. I mean, that's totally possible. I can connect it. I don't know why I messed it up that time. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, Shang Tsung's making me look foolish. It's day one. I mean, I apologize. I tried them in tower and stuff, and I like them, but I'm not as good in practice. So that's 30% in the corner, which is not bad. It's also free. It doesn't take any meter. You can also, you know, be a little bit more savage if you want and spend all your meter with the skulls for 32%. But, you know, there's really no need to do that if you want to save your meter. Shang Tsung's going to be hungry for meter a lot, especially because this is a great way of, like, doing extra damage. What else did I want to cover with this character? I mean, I think that's the basics. I mean, I think the best way you're going to be doing damage into the corner would be, like, from here or whatever, because you want this to push your opponent into the corner to do the most damage you can do with Shang Tsung, in my opinion. Again, you know, like I said, it's day one. There's going to be a lot of tech that's discovered. Yeah, so for example, you could do all that into like a slide. So you'll be doing a little bit more damage. I'm having a hard time landing it. I guess I've only really looked at it in theory rather than doing it in practice. And this is how I practice, guys. If you wonder why I can do certain stuff, I just put this stuff... I'm stubborn. I want to see if it works, and then I just keep trying it until it either works or it doesn't. So, I mean, that's honestly how I practice. I think this will work this time. You can see what I'm trying to do. I think it will. I'm going to try it one more time. Heck, I'm just too slow. I think it totally could work, and you'd probably do like 36% or something. I don't know why I can't get that last hit. One more time. I'm very... Hey, 34%, so I was wrong. But that's what I do, honestly, when I'm practicing. That's a little side note for me as a person. Let's go ahead and look at his second variation. And this one I don't find as fun. I do find some really cool things about it, though. So this variation is Spellmaster. You lose your skull. But instead you get like this kind of cool high move. It does a little bit more damage than Skull does. I think it's a little bit slower. Meter burn. It reminds me of Cetrion's Fire. And it's a mid for 12%, which is not too bad. Shang Tsung also gets this move, which is anytime you do damage to your opponent, it increases in souls, and you can use it to heal. So I healed 13%. If you just do it into heal, it's only 4%. But anything you do that does damage to the opponent goes to your orb, which you can heal for however much you want. So Shang Tsung almost in a way becomes a tank, which is actually kind of cool. You can also do something kind of neat with his projectile. You can hold it and you can cancel it, and boy, you cancel it freaking quick. So like, let's say Shang Tsung does like, he also gains this move, which is really neat. It's like similar to the skulls, but it's different. He just drops fire on them, and it's like mid, and it's a full knockback for 1 bar meter, which is a little bit nice. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like that move a lot. But as I was saying, with the original projectile, you can hold it, and you can cancel it. So if you're doing like this, I mean, it's freaking quick. I'm not even kidding. Or you can be like this. Your opponent thinks you're gonna finish the string. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to cancel it and I'm goofing it up here. Boy, look how fast that is. So that's a little bit of a stronger technique than the other variation has. I love being able to cancel that projectile. Or you can even do like... Boy, like Shang Tsung. That cancel is nuts. Oh my goodness. You can be like, cancel. That's nuts. I actually really like that. He also has this move, which is like a mid. It's like a soul bomb. It's kind of weird. It's like a nice big meaty mid. You can also cancel this one for no meter. It's not nearly as quick though, so your opponent can poke you out of it. So like, oh my goodness, come on. Look at that. That's nuts. Did that actually combo? I think it did. I'm not kidding. I honestly think this variation is going to get a lot of love in a little bit of time. That's so cool. I honestly think it comboed. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm just full of crap. But that's one of the reasons I really like this variation. So it's more of a tanky variation. Like, he relies more on doing damage to get his health back, which I kind of like. But I really like the cancel on that beam. That's probably my favorite thing about this variation. But other than that, I mean, I don't really like it too much. I don't really like this move. It's kind of neat because it can be used to, like, stun your opponent into, like, a free hit. But when's your opponent just going to sit there and let you do this? I mean, they'll either block it or do something. But I guess it's kind of similar to Sub-Zero's Ice Ball or anyone's free combo setup move. So I like this variation, but I think I like the other one more. I can see Spellmaster being used more efficiently than Warlock, but I think more people are going to use Warlock at first, especially because it has such good zoning potential. There's one more thing we'll cover with Shang Tsung, and that's going to be what you'll likely see in a Shang Tsung mirror match, and it's just something that I want to test in theory. And I'm starting to get a little bit run down on this character review. I mean, honestly, I think Shang Tsung's a great character. Just very cool. I think he has a ton of damage. Can really make people angry when they're trying to approach. But I think he's going to struggle up close. He doesn't have a lot of really good tools, especially Warlock. His best thing is probably going to be, like, to try to get you off of him. And he has, like, spends all of his meter or something crazy like that. Let's go ahead and set our opponent to record. So I'll block this. And you can see Shang Tsung looks really safe on all of that. I actually heard if you block this... Oh, maybe not. Oh, that's what it is. You can actually flawless block that. Oh. So it's not nearly as bad as I thought. I thought it was between the down. I thought it was honestly between when he does the low hit right before the mid. So that hit right there. I honestly thought you could poke it, but oh, that's sick. You can totally flawless block it though, once you get the timing down. Oh, that's dangerous. Okay, so that's all I wanted to test. I honestly thought there was a bigger gap than that, but apparently it's a pretty freaking strong string. So I really like Shang Tsung. I think he's an awesome character. I can see a lot of people playing him, and I think it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. His weaknesses is definitely when people get in on him. I think this is a good string to try to get them away, especially when they actually absorb the whole thing as +4. Shang Tsung can just knock him back. Started zoning again. I really like him. I think he'd easily be like A tier, if not like probably A+. I don't think he's S tier. I think there's going to be more and more weaknesses found in him as time goes on. Right now, he just seems really strong. But totally had a lot of fun making this video, guys. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. Definitely the most I know about the character day one. If things change, I'll gladly address them in either the description or make a new video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying MK11, enjoying Shang Tsung, enjoying the life I brought back to this channel. I'm really trying to make it grow, guys. So please, if you stayed for the whole thing, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like it, guys, it really does put this video into the YouTube algorithm, and it really, really helps me out. You guys have been great. Thank you so much for your patience. Hopefully you guys learned something new about Shang Tsung. He's not for everyone, but, you know, everyone should at least try him. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been great. Baron from Gaming here, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.